All right, guys, we're back at the car wash. We're working on an IBA. You would also see these in a tunnel. We're working on a Proto-Vest here today, and I'm gonna change the bags out. We're just gonna give you a quick run through on how to do that. My bags are in bad shape. They're looking a little rough. I got a hole in one of them. So we're gonna pull these off, and I'm gonna show you how to change out the bags here. All right, so we're gonna walk through this, and really, guys, it's really easy to do this. We're gonna take these 3 V-band clamps off, whether you're gonna use a wrench, an impact gun, a socket, you know, whatever tools you have on hand. And then we're gonna peel the bag off, and then we're gonna take the gaskets off, put the new gaskets on, put the bag back on, and then put the new V-band clamps on as well. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so I'm gonna pull my pinch pulls out here. I'm just gonna set them to the side for now. Don't forget your blocks. These blocks are what hold those poles in line, top and bottom. I'm gonna slide this band out of the center. And then we're gonna take this bag off. All right, so we got the bag off. All right, so we got the bag off. Now we're gonna get this gasket off. I just have a gasket scraper here. If you don't have a gasket scraper, you could just use a regular scraper. And you're just gonna work that deteriorated gasket off, guys. And I'm just coming in from the bottom, breaking that free, and then coming along the top. And we're gonna get all 3 gaskets and the 2 gaskets on the front at our air opening off, and then we're gonna put the new ones on. So we'll check back in when it's time to put the new gaskets on. We got all the gasket cleaned off, guys. We don't really have to worry about getting every little single piece off. Remember, this is going to be covered with the bag. We're not going to see that. And the new gasket adhesive is that strong from Proto-Vest that it will stick right on top of that little bit of crumb. So I'm not very worried about that. So we're just going to quickly get these gaskets on. And remember, however the gaskets were laid out before is how you need to lay them out again. So I'm just gonna go around, reapply the gaskets to where they were before, and then we're gonna get into putting the bag back on, the new bag. So just like double face tape, or a sticker, a decal, whatever, I'm just peeling that backing off. And we are doing our best to keep a straight line. So I am just following where the old gasket was. It's the easiest way to do it. To put this back on. There's no need to really try to measure out precisely where this goes. As long as it's on that bottom edge and that top edge, we will get a good seal. All right, guys, so we got all the new gasket material on, and like I said, I just followed those lines from the old gasket material that we took off. Now we're ready to put the bag on. So when you get your new bags from us, they're sent inside out, fixed inside out. And what I found the easiest thing to do is, I got a piece of Gorilla Tape here. I'm just gonna take that. I'm gonna take this bag and I'm gonna line it up with my top gasket. Gotta grow here. Line this up with my top gasket. I'm gonna tape it fast, and that's gonna hold me in position while I undo that Velcro and get around the back side here. All right guys, so we got our bag on. We got it as tight as we can get it. We got our Velcro sealed up. We're gonna get the V-bands on now. So we have a center hole here on both sides of the curtain itself, and the band actually has to pass through that. We do not want to try to push it through like this. We want to flip this out. And you can see it makes it a little easier to be able to feed that through. So now that we have that around, the T-bolt is going to slide through that collar, and we're trying to tighten that up on that gasket that we installed earlier on the center. Now I'm not going to tighten this down because remember we still got to put our poles in, but I am going to snug it down a little bit so it doesn't move on me. And that's why these threads are that long, so that you have some space to work with. So we have our poles, we have our middle band, and I'm going to carefully slide that pole up through and then work that into the center. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side here. I'm going to do the same on the other side, and I'm actually going to have to loosen my band up a little bit more. We don't want our band too loose, because then once we get the poles in, they'll fall right out. So there's a happy medium there. And the happy medium is not ripping your brand new bag with the poles. So that band's loose enough for me to work with these poles in through, but not so loose or that they fall out. So now I got those in, and now it's time to put the blocks back in. All right, so we got our spacer blocks aligned on our poles here. Here at the top, I always do the top first because it's easier to work on the ground than to work in the air. So I'm gonna get these blocks, get this block in, and then I'm gonna get a band clamp on it right away. All right, so now that we got all the bands in, our poles and our blocks are in, I'm gonna start at the top, tighten that down, not all the way, but so that I know that it won't move. Then I'm gonna hit the middle, and then I'm gonna hit the bottom, and then I'll finish tightening everything down. Just a couple things here before we do that is, when you're tightening these V-bands down, you wanna make sure that you're tightening that down on that gasket that you put in there. That's what's gonna help hold that air inside the bag. So I'm gonna hop up. Got that guy tightened down. Get that bottom one tightened down. And I'm actually going to loosen the middle here again because I'm not on that gasket completely, and I want to make sure that I am. All right guys, and that's it. That's how you replace a bag on a Proto-Vest. All right guys, so we got the bags installed. Just a quick tip on your vertical bags, just make sure that you space them out from the ground at the same height so we're drying the car evenly on both sides. If you have any questions about Proto-Vest dryers, Proto-Vest bags, or what sizes, bags, colors, anything like that, give us a call at Kleen-Rite and we'll walk you through it.